And if you're coming to us from outer space, definitely pop by because I have questions.
And you just made it weird.
Oh, yeah, I made it weird. I made it weird.
No, seriously, though, if you are actually coming from outer space, we'd love to have you on.
Okay. No, you just made it weird. Hello, Miss Kajang.
Hello.
How be ye?
Pretty good today, yeah.
Oh, pretty good today, as opposed to not so pretty good yesterday?
Yeah. So.
Well, that's a good then. That's improvement. That's an advancement.
Yeah, exactly.
You're moving on down the road.
Exactly.
With a big smile on your face. Full of confidence, vim, and vigor. Yeah?
That's me.
All right.
Alrighty. Hi, this is Scout.
And William.
From Hypermentilating.
The podcast.
A show that follows life and change through the eyes of a father and a daughter. Join us as we find our way.
Oh, I'm supposed to say together?
Yeah.
Wow. Without the ASMR weirdness.
Yeah. I should actually do ASMR.
Should you?
Yeah.
That's how you know.
I feel like I'd be really good at it.
Well, I don't know. I've never heard anybody be really good at it.
Okay, let me list off a couple names.
I don't
JoJo
need you to.
ASMR.
No.
Okay, I'll stop then.
I find them all to be weird and creepy. Weird and creepy background noises. I just want to hear, a nice creak going past. That's good enough for me. I don't need to hear somebody scratching on their walls and, tickling their stuffies.
Ain't no ASMR channel scratches on their walls.
Oh, for sure. They all do all kinds of weirdness. I'm trying to see, and then they all talk in that same weird voice. That they think is soothing, but it's really the voice that they use to torture people with.
No, it's not.
All right, then. Now we've cleared that up.
I'm writing my paper. I don't know why this popped into my head, but I'm writing my paper on urban legends that turned out to be real. And one of them is like, how people are always like, oh, what if the call's coming from inside of my house? Or there's this girl in, I think, like Manchester, England, and She was babysitting either the neighborhood kids. She was alone somewhere. She was laying in bed, and she was messaging someone, and it turned out that the texts were coming from underneath of her bed, the bed that she was laying on. And because the kid that was under her bed was, it wasn't kid, it was like teenage. And because he was underage, he only got, I think, like 12 weeks in prison and an $100 fine, but he was hiding under her bed. And so that's an urban legend that came from a real
that's just disturbing
experience.
Oh, I'm gonna guess that the urban legend came first, and then some little
probably.
Weird dude made it true. Yeah,
definitely.
All right, proceed.
Alrighty. Why don't schools take more initiative with bullying? I honestly feel like I don't really know why they don't take like an initiative at it, because I feel like it's one of the easier things to fix in schools, especially back earlier in school years, a little while back. Teachers were like way more inclined to what is it called? Like it happens. It doesn't
intervene.
No. Like kick them out. Like now it's a day of detention. Couple hours of detention.
Well, what are you calling bullying back then where teachers could deal with it?
I'm calling bullying like your standard verbal, physical.
So when were the teachers dealing with it? Grade what?
I don't mean in my years. I mean like in your years and like in, not school years, but in actual like years back.
Yeah, you're saying back in the day that they could deal with bullying, but I don't think that's true.
I think it was dealt with better. I think that once a kid gets suspended 2 or 3 times, they realize, okay, I can't get suspended another time.
Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. But they weren't dealing with the bullying problem. They were getting rid of the bully. There was an element of that, yes. Yeah. Probably more so than there is today, where the bully would just be removed from the scene.
Yeah, and I'd say 85% of the time, bullying is one leader and 4 or 5 followers. If you get rid of the leader,
for sure, definitely,
it gets rid of the followers.
Definitely, that's a good point.
That's my experience.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. It is definitely a monkeys following a moron kind of a thing. Yeah.
If you speak to the children, and if every single kid says, "Oh, it's blank," that is basically the leader, get rid of that kid. Tell him, "Okay, you're a month out of school because you did this to blank." Those other kids, I basically guarantee. They won't do anything. maybe a couple minor, like, calling someone a nerd kind of thing. But like...
I feel like you've answered your own question. I mean, today, they just simply don't do that. Like, a kid has to almost kill somebody before they'll throw them out of school, it seems like.
Yeah, like, I feel like it should be happening way more often. Kids should be... Because, especially now, I think that bullying has kind of left in person. It's no longer really happens the traditional way.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of morphed into cyberbullying. I feel like most bullies do it on there because they can almost hide behind a mask.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's way easier to be a professional bully online. No question.
Yeah.
No question. But the school thing, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. That's just the nature of people in the interweb, isn't it? And social media, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that people are going to hide behind that and be morons. But in school, in person, I think that it's a shift it's a cultural shift, especially in the cultures that we come from, North American and Mexico too, to a lesser extent, but still so. They're loath to punish behavior. They try to change it, which is kind of fair enough too. Like if you got a kid who's a bully in grade 2 or grade 3 or grade 4, they try not to just write the kid off, right? So they're trying to address the behavior. I think that that's a noble pursuit, but often it doesn't address the fact that some kids are just
exactly.
They're always going to be like that.
2nd, 3rd, 4th, 1st grade, even 5th is the years where you should be nipping it in the bud. Those aren't the years where you should be letting the kids, give them the benefit of the doubt, like maybe something's going on at home or maybe this or maybe that.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's what they tried to do, but they also there's this idea now that rather than punishing the behavior, we should be trying to alter the behavior, right? So I'm saying that's great and noble, but a lot of times there's just kids who become people who are always going to be bullies. That's just who they are. And there's no altering their behavior. And that doesn't get addressed. But you think about it, it's partly a family thing. Okay, you say back in my day, if you got suspended or if you got called, your parents got called in, it was more than likely your parents were going to bring the hammer down on you. So the school didn't have to. And so was part of the parents' job back then, was to make sure that the kid wasn't acting the fool. But even then, we still had kids who were professional bullies. Like that didn't change their behavior. They just did what all bullies do. They got better and better at not getting caught. They got better and better at doing it at times and in places where they couldn't be punished. So it's a really tricky one for schools and now I think they have gone too far the other way, where now it's like, yes, little Stewie is a whore, but, it's not his fault. And it's like, well, be that as it may, he's nonetheless wrecking the experience for all the other kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think, it's really a big thing, bullying, especially if it starts from, it's something that affects so many teenage kids.
Definitely.
In terrible ways.
Awful, yeah. It's life-changing.
It's life-ending sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. And it's worse. It is definitely can be life-ending.
And these kids, the kids that are doing the bullying, it doesn't affect them anymore. It affects the victim. It affects the person that's getting the bullying done to them. I feel like back then, there was a lot more suspensions, detentions, punishments.
I'm saying, though, that there wasn't, Irish, not as much as you think. Bullies then were good to go, too. Yeah. They just were good at moderating their behavior. They knew exactly how far they could go. It's such a tough one, isn't it, bullying?
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to dismiss it. Well, that's just boys being boys, or that's just girls. That's just how girls are with each other. And that's just something you have to learn to deal with. And these are things you've heard over and over and over.
I just feel like there's so many things.
It was the same then.
You can do to take initiative to end bullying.
Like what?
Talking to classes, going into classes, telling them what happens to people when bullying is done.
Which they do now, but nothing happens, right?
That never happened in my, when I was...
No, but so that's fine, that's fair enough, but you're saying that there should be there should be distinct and obvious punishments for bullying, but I'm saying what should they be, right?
Expulsion.
Like going into class doesn't do any good just to talk.
Expulsion.
Like, oh, kumbaya, everybody be good.
Expulsion. If you are
But
making...
what do you get expelled for?
If you're making a child cry in school where they're supposed to be learning
Yeah.
and, like, building their further education,
Yeah.
and you're making a kid cry because of that,
Yeah.
that kid doesn't deserve to be in class.
And I'm not arguing with you at all. Like, I there's nothing worse than bullies. But the way the world is now, like, first of all, back in my day, like you started out, right? If somebody's making another kid cry, the parents would get involved. If the parents couldn't stop it, then the kids themselves would get involved. And then it was a way different time. And
Yeah.
if that didn't stop it, well, that's just who the kid was. And then there eventually could be expulsion if
Yeah.
things got way out of hand. But it didn't happen that often. It was very rare. So today I think maybe the parents don't get involved as much, in the sense that parents are more likely to say, well, it's my kid, make excuses for why their kid is horrible.
Yeah.
And so it's left on the schools. So then you are left with, okay, expulsion, remove the kid, right? It's really hard to do now. Like, it's a very, very difficult thing to do, because that's just the way we're structured here in North America, especially, and probably in most places in the Western world, where we accept horrible behavior. We know that from a lot of things. Like, horrible behavior is just accepted. We just accept it, and we
Yeah.
make excuses for it. And we don't do anything to punish it, even beyond bullying, just in the way people behave in life.
It's
It
just that
starts with bullying in school.
if I was a principal, if I was a teacher,
Yeah.
I would do everything in my power to remove the children that are the issue.
But that's the thing, though. You don't have that power. It's been taken away. Like that. That's the whole thing of school now. I mean, it's
just
part
really
of the
think
reason
that-
you're not in it, right?
I just
Because
really
you
think
didn't
that-
like the way
that
people
kids-
behaved.
I just really think that if kids are going to be disruptive in class, not just, and I don't mean to the teacher, I don't mean yelling out funny
Yeah.
things in class. Disruptive is in if you're going to be physically harming a kid or mentally harming a kid, that child shouldn't be in school.
I 100% agree with you,
Homeschooling
but
is the best
what
option
do you
then for
do?
you.
Like, how do you...
That's when the parents should step in.
It is, but often they don't. So then what do? The school has to be... the way the world is in our worlds that we live in, right? Other places in the world, it's not like that. And sometimes in a bad sense, because there's no controls. But where we are, to expel a child from school, you have to have, like, extremely good reasons.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal. And really, other than expelling them, getting rid of them, what else can you do? Because there's
Yeah.
just those kids that's the only thing you can do is get them away from the other kids.
I just think that suspensions and expulsions were made for a reason, and I don't think that they're used as often as they should be.
Yeah, fair
especially
enough.
now.
Fair
and
enough.
especially
I
nowadays.
completely agree. Completely agree. I don't disagree at all.
I don't know if we answered the question, but
Yeah, it's a tough one. I
Yeah.
mean, we're totally in agreement. Bullies are the worst, and something needs to be done about them. But it's an eternally difficult question. What do you do with
Yeah.
people who act a fool, and who are harmfully acting the fool? It's hard, and it goes on outside of school. It goes
Yeah.
on way beyond school. Like, it goes just into life. Your whole life, you're dealing with bullies and morons. What do you do with them? Like, all you can do is remove yourself from them.
yeah.
And if it's a group setting, you try and remove them from the group. It's not always easy, I think.
Well, alrighty. Moving on. This one I have a lot to say about.
You're Jim Carrey now? Well, alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
Madge sent me a GIF the other day of Jim Carrey doing that. That's what popped into my head.
This topic I have a lot to say about because I'm very passionate about it. Why are gender norms so accepted? And by gender norms, I guess I couldn't think of a word better than this one. But I mean, like, pink for girls and blue for boys, cars for boys,
Yeah.
and ballerinas for girls, you know? Like, why was that decided? Like, why is girly pink colors and purples and pastels, and for boys it's neons and cars and helicopters, you know? Like, I feel like it has set everyone back so far. I actually feel like that has a lot to do with why people are so bigoted towards women with short hair and women that wear funky colors, and why people are so bigoted towards guys that like to dress a bit girly. Maybe they like to wear pink. Maybe they want to braid their hair.
Not in Mexico.
Like, no.
You're allowed to wear pink if you're a dude in Mexico.
But I feel like gender norms have really set us back so many years. And I think that, I mean, I'm not saying you should make your newborn baby's room beige because you don't want to feed into gender norms. It's like I'm saying, they're so normalized that it gets to a point where it's like, is it even wrong? I don't even care that, you know, you paint your baby girl's room pink and your boy's room blue. Yeah. That's fine. They're babies. But I'm more talking about...
That starts the training, though.
Exactly. And it especially with older people, I think, it has made them far more bigoted towards people that are a little different. Like, they maybe towards the girls that don't want to wear bows. Right. The girls that don't want to wear skirts. And towards the guys that want to wear bows and the guys that want to wear skirts, you know? Like, who decided that...
Scotsman.
Yeah. I mean, it's not wrong there. But, like, who decided that it was wrong? Like, who thought, oh, well, a guy can't wear a skirt, or, you know, a guy can't grow his hair long. Like, I think that that's more if you think about it in depth. But just surface-wise, I feel like it's kind of messed up to put someone in a box just because of their gender, or because that's what you liked when you were a little girl or when you were a little boy.
So is it nature or nurture, though? Like, what came first? Today, it's definitely pushed on us from a marketing point of view. Girls definitely get swamped with pinkish, girly things, and boys with darker colors, boy things, trucks and stuff. But that also, before then, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years ago, I mean... girls were dressed like girls and boys were dressed like boys. Some of that is just because that's, I don't know, it's just eternal, right? Well, we dress differently.
Right, but I mean, if you think about it, like cavemen, they weren't born, when a woman had a little girl, they weren't like, oh, well, slap a skirt on her.
No, for sure.
Give her a bra. Like,
for sure.
Didn't
the
think
clothing
like that.
would have been exactly the same, for sure.
The boys didn't cut their hair. It grew till it grew, and that's where it stopped.
I would say it's a societal thing, like where you're pushed in that direction. The only thing I would say against that, and this is from my limited studies because I only have 2 kids, but they're one a girl and one a boy, is that your mother and I we never ever pushed either of you in a direction. Like there was boy, you know, air quotes, toys, girl toys, boy clothes, girl clothes.
But if Madish wanted...
And you guys were never encouraged or discouraged one way or the other. You were left to your own devices.
100%.
And here we are some 14, 15 years later, and you like pink, and Paz likes darker colors, and you like, you know, makeup and girly things. And Now, part of that's because you are a girl, and that's what all the other girls do. And so that's the direction you go in. But you also... morphed into that naturally. Like you played with trucks and everything, but you also played with dolls. And Paws played with dolls, but they tended to end up being, you know, Avenger dolls, guy dolls, not macho, but more manly kind of things, and not because he was encouraged or discouraged either way. So I wonder if there isn't some nature to that too.
Definitely.
Like that you girls have things that they're predisposed to finding appealing, that are more attracted to, and likewise boys.
And I 100% agree with that. I do 100%. I think that girls are naturally prone to certain things just like guys are. But that's why I think people are find it more strange when girls aren't as attracted to it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why we should slowly start to kind of take away those norms and just be like, oh, yeah, she likes pink and she likes blue.
Yeah.
She likes to wear skirts. She likes to wear pants and vests.
They're definitely...
I feel like that should be more okay.
Yeah, I think I agree. There should be more openness to people not doing what they're supposed to do. But don't you think that... I think that compared to, like, our last discussion was comparing the past to the present and saying that there hasn't been that much change, in my opinion. There hasn't been as far as the bullying question. I'd say in this instant, there has been quite a bit of progress as far as people accepting people being other than what you're supposed to be or what the norm is.
You think about it, like...
We could go further, for sure.
Yeah. In the Victorian era, for example, when all the women were wearing... Even if you weren't of higher class, women were wearing corsets and skirts, and they would braid their hair, and you couldn't cut it. You had to wear certain colors. I think that's kind of where it started. I feel like, because even before that, like, you kind of think about maybe...
There were still some vestiges of the caveman in us.
Yeah, well, and then you think about, like, even before that, Cleopatra, like, that kind of era, ancient Egypt. Like, the women of the towns, they weren't walking around wearing corsets and big puffy skirts. Yeah. Most of them were wearing long-sleeve shirts and pants. And
women back then, too, were not discouraged from achieving positions of power.
Exactly.
Like
Cleopatra was one of the most well-known rulers ever. And, you know, like...
We did seem to get away from that for a while, for sure.
Yeah. And I think that it kind of... I definitely think it's gotten better. I mean, you can be openly gay now. You can...
Openly whatever you want to be.
Openly whatever, you know?
In a lot of instances.
I think that in a lot of ways... things have changed drastically in great ways, but I think in other ways we've been set back in places like Dubai, in places like
there's no question, like, there's places in the world that are
kind of stopped at a certain point. And kind of like the bullying, I feel like there are things that one day can maybe be done about that. Like, hopefully my generation can work to make the world more
open,
accepting and open and welcoming.
It'd be fantastic. We could certainly use it. We can always use improvements there.
Because the world has changed quite a bit. Like, to say that nothing has changed, or like, that's not.
And just, you know what, just thinking about it too, though, when I say that your mother and I didn't encourage you one way or the other, that's not exactly true. Because when you were getting clothes, they would definitely have been girl-specific clothes and boys-specific clothes. Like, you guys were never discouraged if you wanted to wear Paz's clothes or he wanted to wear yours. There was never anybody going, nope, can't do that. But you were led in a direction, because that's just, it's not that we did it. There's no choice. It just never would have occurred to us. Like, why would we just dress you in boy clothes, or why would we dress Paz in girl clothes? So that's kind of a weird gray area where we're even people who like ourselves, who were quite open to our children being whoever they wanted to be, we still, actually, when I start thinking about it, we still definitely played a role in leading you in a certain direction. And then you would go outside of the house and you'd see other girls who were dressed like this and other boys were dressed like this. So we do, as a society, encourage that. Like, we do, definitely.
But I think that to a certain point, like, when, for example, when you have a baby, it's a girl whether it's a girl or a boy, it's just the way people think. Like, a girl's room is more likely going to be lighter colors, and the boys' room is probably going to be blues and greens and that kind of stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've never had a bone to pick with that, because that's just
how it is.
Yeah, exactly. And same with the clothing. I mean, you wouldn't think to put a girl in boy clothes, not because you're against that kind of thing, just because you just wouldn't think of that. You have a baby girl, like, that little girl can't express
No, you're
how
making,
she would like to dress.
Yeah, you're
like,
making decisions for your children.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they can't make them for themselves
Yeah.
originally. So your original thing is, why are they accepted?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a matter of expediency as much as anything else. We need to dress babies, and so we've sort of morphed into, well, this is how girls dress and this is how boys dress, and that's just the way it is.
Right.
It definitely, I just, like I said there a minute ago, I realized that we did definitely push you in a girl direction and pause in a boy direction, not intentionally, but just by clothing you. Other than that, we didn't really, but by clothing you, it's a pretty big thing. You're definitely sending the child out into the world with an announcement, boy, girl. When you're little babies, like when you're, a few months old and you're just all swaddled and bundled up, like you definitely weren't swaddled in pink, and Paws wasn't swaddled in blue. You were swaddled in whatever we had that made sense.
Okay. There you go. Moving on to, why am I blanking on the name? Moving on to
I don't know. You're our MC. Change happens.
Yeah, but what are they called?
Change happens.
No, our
segments.
Segments there.
Huh.
Moving on to our segments. We have Change Happens and Weirdness. So would you like to start us off with our... Well, you're doing both of them.
Don't believe I have any choice, do I?
You're doing both of them today, so...
All right, for the Change Happens, which do you think was a bigger change? The introduction of movies, so it would have been silent movies, the black and whites in the turn of the 20th century in the early 1900s, or the live recording of music, which happened a little bit later, but close enough to call them both happening at the same time.
Right.
And so the live recording originally was a dude, I think an American, but I'm not positive on that. That actually might not be true. But there was a guy, somebody invented the gramophone where you could record people's voices or you record instruments. So now it went from the only time you could hear music was live to you could hear music in your house if you had the proper equipment whenever you wanted, and eventually morphed into what we have today. So which do you think is a bigger change? That's a really good question.
Because, I was going to say, movies, because there was nothing like it before. But then it's like, there were plays. You could go and see a live play.
Yep.
But with music, it was kind of only, you could go and see it live as well. You could see live music as well.
Like your grandpappy could be blasting away on his fiddle after meals.
Right.
But that's it. Same thing, like you say, the kids could be putting on a little skit that they put together. But which one do you think was a greater change?
I really think, truly, that it depended on the group of people. Because, I know I'm being very theatrical about this, but it's because maybe you're a music listener and you love music. You love to hear it on the streets, in your house. But maybe you can't see it live, Maybe you can't get tickets. Maybe you don't live close enough to a place where they are live. And I think that's when it would be amazing to be able to hear it like in your house. Like, I think that would be incredible to be able to get one of those big record player gramophone things. I think that would be amazing to be able to hear it in your house if you can't afford tickets or you're too far from a live music area. Well,
to your point there, you just made me think of something that listening to live music in the 1930s would have been, or 20s, would have been way more prohibited, not prohibited, but prohibitive because of money than seeing a play. Like, there would have been all kinds of penny plays where you could go and spend 5 cents and see a play off Broadway or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But to go and see the symphony play,
like the opera,
that would have been very expensive. That would have been only for a select part of society. Right. So in that case, the recording of music opened up music to probably way more people than the motion pictures. Motion pictures opened up where we are now, the distractions, the entertainment, the giving us something, a place to go, to disappear for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But music, Yeah, I'm prejudiced towards music for sure.
Yeah. I think, like, for example, I don't know, Elvis. Like, he's so fun to go and see live.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 1930s and before, there wasn't, like, really, like, garage bands. Like, you couldn't... People weren't just randomly playing their guitar, like, their acoustic guitars on the street for spare change. Like, that wasn't normal. You didn't just see that. Like, nowadays, you can go down to downtown Toronto and you'd see probably like 20 guys and women with their little setups, their microphones, and their little band playing. Free music right on the street, right there. But then, both with music and plays, but mostly music, you couldn't just go down to your little corner market and watch your local band play for free. Like, that wasn't a thing. So if you wanted to listen to music, you had to go and pay and see it live. From, like,
definitely,
like, maybe you had a favorite jazz singer
or your grandpappy.
Yeah. You had to pay to go and see that person play. So and I think it's sort of the same with plays, but, like, plays were being held everywhere. Plays were at schools. The kids were putting them on at their houses. I mean, like, plays were going on everywhere, and I think that was a lot more normal. So I think that the bigger change, visual and, like, technology-wise, like, the bigger change, I'd probably say was movies, because movies were, like you were capturing something on picture, and now everyone all over the world could watch them. I think that kind of... I mean, think about it. Movie theaters are everywhere now. Yeah. Everywhere.
Oh.
Like, you just...
Well, movies are everywhere. Theaters are disappearing.
No, but movies.
Yeah.
I mean, open up your phone. I think that,
everywhere, yeah.
I think that movies were a big thing behind phones. Like, that was kind of... Movies and pictures are what jump-started photos. And then photos went to... Like, it just evolved and evolved. But music, I feel like, is just kind of... I think that it was going to happen one way or another kind of thing. But it happened. I mean... So... that's not what I mean. I mean, like you're capturing the audio and you can hear it anywhere. But I just feel like the evolution-wise, movies had more of an impact technology-wise, but music had more of an impact socially and within the people. I think that they impacted different things.
That's probably true, actually.
So I can't really answer which one had more of an impact in general, because I feel like they both equally had an impact on different things. Yeah. Because music brings people together definitely. Now.
I think that the ability to record music made music accessible to people, way more people than before that. I don't think music was very accessible. It was just like something that if you had access to an instrument, maybe you heard, and other than that, it was just a rumor. Like you'd walk past somewhere sometimes and hear people making music. I don't think it was something that the average person could feel like they were part of the making of music. So recording allowed people, I think, to become closer to the making of music. It gave them the opportunity to be inspired by it and to participate in it more to today, where everybody knows that it's possible to make music if you have the inclination and the desire and you're willing to put in the work. And I think movies changed the way we were distracted, entertained. They gave us this a place to go for a couple hours and be transported into another world, which is a great thing too. But I think that the greater change for me was the accessibility to being able to change something in your own life and participate in something in your own life. But you make a really good point about movies. They had a greater change on technology, for sure. Yeah. Movies was a great leap forward and a shared understanding of technology that, wow, okay, moving pictures, this is freaking amazing. Like, we can do this now. This is so actually I never even thought of that. That's a really good point. From the technological point of view, no question. Yeah, they both had huge changes, right? Huge changes.
I think that both of them had impacted the world differently.
For sure.
Socially and technologically.
Yeah.
But I definitely have to say that for me, I'm extremely thankful that music was invented.
Yeah, definitely.
That we can listen to it on our little phones and
play
on records and play. Yeah,
all three of us are in here playing music and singing and writing songs and playing guitar, like not just for the joy of it.
Yeah, personally, I'm glad that recording music was invented, because I can't wait to one day be a little musician. So I'm glad about that. But I think that they both impacted different things in different ways.
Definitely.
So that's my answer to that.
There you go.
There you have it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good, a fun thing to consider. They both came around close enough, too, to say they came at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Turn of the 20th century, beginning of the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a time, Irish, quite a time.
Yes, it was.
For the people,
yes,
so I'm told, rumored.
Right.
All right, weirdness.
All right, let's hear it.
False teeth. Super weird, man.
Like dentures?
Yeah. Yeah, false choppers, man. They're so weird. You see them in a bucket or a jar.
Ew.
Well, Grandpa's got his church tours are set aside at night.
Or
they're just weird.
Yeah.
They're just weird. You see, like they're floating away there, the choppers.
Or I remember watching movies as a little kid, or like watching cartoons especially.
Oh, yeah.
Where the grandma's like, oh, okay, here's a perfect example. The Lorax. I mean, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I still do.
Yeah.
And the grandma, who's diva,
based
icon.
on the great book.
Yes.
Yeah.
The grandma is a diva, an icon. We love the grandma. And in one of the scenes, she's trying to tell the boy how to reach the Lorax. And she gets the mom to leave the room by saying that she forgot her teeth. And then the mom leaves and she pulls out her teeth from her back pocket and she puts them in. And I never understood how they worked, because they're like this.
The cartoon teeth are always like that.
Yeah, and I could never put it together as a kid. I was like, where does her tongue go? Like, how does that work then? Like, I can never put it together. And you are so right. They are so weird.
Just weird.
Like the little, and also then they turn them into toys, like the little wind-up teeth that jump on the floor.
Yeah. Ugh. When I was a kid, the big story was how the first false teeth were invented. They were wooden. I actually think, Benjamin Franklin might have invented those too. That dude was amazing. We could do a whole thing on him one day.
Ben Frank?
Oh my God. Benjamin Franklin that dude was a legend.
An icon?
Man. He was an icon. But anyhow, George Washington, he had wooden false teeth. That was the thing I knew when I was a kid. And I was like, wooden choppers, man. Like, how don't they must wear out, and that's disgusting.
Mole.
Yeah. So wooden teeth. Yeah. But that was my first introduction to, what do you mean false teeth? And then over the years, I realized that, wow, some people keep their older people. But no, I played hockey too. I knew lots of dudes who had bridges and stuff that they'd take out. And
one of my favorite shows, The Wild. Go and watch it. Holy, so worth it. One of the girls, she's like a pageant girl, and she's supposed to be this beautiful girl with no problems. And she has her two front teeth are like what are they called? Like a retainer?
A bridge.
Yeah, it's a retainer, but with teeth.
Yeah.
And
well, like what Grandpa has, man.
So that was the first time that I
they just go in, they click in,
right
and then
in.
they have some stuff that clicks into the rest of it. And So was she taking her choppers out on the show?
Oh, yeah. It was a big part of the show, because it was these group of girls, and all of them had different things going on with them. Like, and this one girl was supposed to be like the prettiest one and perfect.
And she had these false teeth.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No one knew. At the beginning, no one knew. Like, they were like, why are you here? What's your problem? And that was it.
I mean, false teeth are awesome, too. Like, it's
Yeah.
awesome that people like that. Like, she doesn't have to walk around with, you know, a
and
3
then-
tooth wide gap.
And then even further, veneers.
Wow, that's a whole other thing, though, man. You can use that one up on one of yours. Yeah,
I'm surprised you aren't gonna.
No, I mean,
because
that's...
you love to talk about how much you hate veneers.
It's not that I hate them. I understand if people need to have cosmetic dentistry done, but
if you're a hockey player with no
when you
teeth.
start making your teeth like so bright that it's like, you know,
Blind cameras.
Yeah, it's they look stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in general, false teeth, man.
Yep, I agree.
False teeth are weird.
100%.
Well, Kajang, there you go. Episode 54th. You know what
Yep.
that means? That's 1 year.
Really?
Yeah.
Today.
I'm calling it 54 weeks in a year, right?
Well, how about I just take a lookie?
What, you're confirming there's 54
Let's see.
weeks in a year?
11. Oh no, we're past it. 11/13/2024. We're
Yeah, I'm
past
just-
our year mark.
Yeah, we are.
That's crazy,
That's our
guys.
54th
Happy 1 year
episode.
anniversary.
Yep. Yes.
From
Happy
us.
1 year. Happy 1 year, Irish.
Yep.
Pretty cool, man.
Because last episode wouldn't have been 1 year yet. It was on the 12th.
Yeah, I'm going from the 54th is the 54th week. Oh, I see what
54th.
what you're doing. We didn't miss a week in the whole
No,
year.
not one.
Not one.
I
Never.
mean, God, we traveled.
Yeah.
You guys should be super grateful that we love you guys so much and appreciate your guys' attention so much that
Oh my God.
that we
I'll bet
post-
you the awkwardness of this is coming right through the speaker.
that we post through happiness and through sick and through health, through
Wow. You didn't
Greatness
prepare this, did you?
through greatness and through
Sad patheticness.
yeah, all of the above. And we still
Alright.
managed to post every single week for you guys.
We did.
I travel like a little greyhound dog on a farm. And I'm still here every week for you guys.
What
So
was that?
so if you guys are new here,
A greyhound dog on a farm. They're notorious travelers.
yeah, cuz they run around.
You fully made that up.
Yeah, you like it?
I mean, it sounded good. It was very word salady.
So, yeah, if you guys are new here, don't be afraid to smash that like button,
Okay.
turn on the post notification bells,
Okay.
hit that subscribe button.
And if
So-
you're coming to us from outer space, definitely pop by because I have questions.
And you just made it weird.
Oh, yeah, I made it weird. I made it weird.
No, seriously though, if you are actually coming from outer space,
Mm-hmm.
we'd love to have you on.
Okay. No, you just made it weird. All right, Kajang, I love you very much.
I love you too.
Thank you for the last year and
Thank
the
you.
previous years, but the last year of podcasting. It's
Specifically?
been very much a good time.
Yeah, it was.
I love you very much.
I love you too.
All right, we'll see you in 55, episode 55, EPI 55.
You know.